3 years ago, I predicted 424 cars that have since been added to Forza Horizon 5. So with rumours of a 6th instalment in the franchise hotting up, I thought I'd already supply you with 530 cars you can expect to see in FH6. Last time around I had an accuracy of over 91%, so any less than 480 correct cars would be a massive disappointment. Especially after the slideshows of cars that got correct colorised in green gracing your screen right now. Unfortunately, FH5 made it stupidly hard to visualise the cars like I did using FH4, so rather than a nice display like last time, you'll have to bear with a spreadsheet, and a list in the comment section. Welcome to the real world, it's fun, isn't it? Nonetheless, I hope you stick around to see which cars I consider likely to return in Forza Horizon 6. And if you appreciate the many days of work, please consider liking and or subscribing to the channel. That this worked so well for Forza Horizon 5 is quite depressing in retrospect. While I love the huge amount of returning cars and appreciate being able to continue using some of my favourite cars from as far back as FH3, or for you maybe even the original Forza Motorsport, I do wonder how often some cars get used. While some 2020 cars were added as purchasable DLC in updates or winnable in festival playlists, at launch in 2021, the number of 2020 and later cars was 11. I really hope that changes for Forza Horizon 6. In a sense, the less complete my list is, the happier I'll be. So, what's the process behind my decisions at which cars to take? Well, first of all, I spent a day taking a list of all the cars in Forza Horizon 5 and making a note of which cars have been in Forza Motorsport 7 and 8, aka Forza Motorsport, because that's not confusing at all, and Forza Horizon 3 and 4. See, much simpler. Then I started chopping away at specially licensed vehicles such as the Barbie movie Hummer. Why was that even a thing? And the Fast and Furious car packs. Hot Wheels, real-life race cars and hoonigan cars that have been in Horizon 3 and 4 I left in. Formula Drift cars were a difficult decision, but I decided to remove them too, to be on the safe side. If a car has been in no other game, I took it out of the list, with some particular exceptions, for example the Toyota GR Yaris and GR86, for which I hope are obvious reasons. I also left in the cars that were in Forza Horizon 5's trailers and advertising. I also kept the newest versions of cars for which we have loads of different models. Think Subaru WRX or Ford Focus. Sorry to interrupt myself, but you may have noticed the absence of Jaguar. Well, unfortunately, with the new direction they seem to be going, I kind of doubt they want their old cars advertised, which is a shame. Let's hope I'm wrong. If the only other game a car had been in was Forza Motorsport 8, I took it out to be cautious. Meanwhile, if it wasn't in FM7 or 8, but was in Horizon 3, 4 and 5, I kept it in. Last time I missed about 40 rather obvious vehicles because I felt uncertain of adding the older and current versions of cars that have said current versions in the current game. I'm going to be a bit more aggressive, if you will, for this current list, and take a shot every time I say current in that sentence. When Forza Horizon 6 comes out, this list will end up being wildly off. While at launch, FH5 only had 20 new cars, 8 of which weren't even production cars and 1 of which was an old Renault, we also have the absence of Alfa Romeo, Lancia and Fiat for a long time, which by now I'd completely forgotten about, to be honest. The crazy amount of cars that were missing at launch were also later hyped up as being new exclusive cars, to the point that 2 years after launch, only 359 of my 450 predicted were in the game. That was last year. 359. 2 weeks ago. Just over a year after my last count, that number had gone up to 424. That's 65 cars that were re-added in FH5's third year so far. Some quick context for the 359 because it seems low. At launch I'd predicted 77% of the cars in game because I also included a list of cars that were in trailers, leading to me having predicted 385 out of 485 of the cars at launch. I could have easily had more though had I been less cautious, as was mentioned earlier in the video. Well, I can't wait to see what cars Forza Horizon 6 has at launch. and I hope that it won't spend for years after its launch selling cars that ought to be free, and re-adding cars and claiming them to be new, which was often the impression a more cynical me got from the FH5 updates. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what cars you'd love to see in the next game in a comment down below. Like and subscribe for more content such as this, and have a nice day. Goodbye!